spots in Israel is the Sea of Galilee, and surrounding the Sea of Galilee, which is really a large lake, are mountains on all sides of the Sea of Galilee. And some mornings when I'm out running by the Sea of Galilee, I look up in those hills and I wonder, where did Jesus go? Where did he meet the disciples in this experience, or when he broke away from the disciples early in the morning before they woke up so that he could have time alone with his Father? It's a special place, and that's where the disciples, 11 of the disciples, Judas had already committed suicide in his betrayal of Jesus. But this is one of the appearances of Christ after his resurrection. Question. How many appearances did Jesus make after his resurrection according to Scripture? I find that there are 11 appearances. He appeared first of all to Mary Magdalene, and then really almost simultaneously to the women with Mary Magdalene who came to the tomb the day of Jesus' resurrection. Scripture also tells us that he appeared to Peter. We don't know exactly what happened on that day, but a short appearance. Then he appeared to two men. One was named Cleopas, and the other man, we're not given his name, bless his heart. But these two men were walking on the road to Emmaus, and they were troubled about what had happened in the crucifixion of Christ. They did not know that he had risen from the dead. They did not know that he was about to reveal himself to them. But we also know on the very first night he rose from the dead, he appeared to 10 of the disciples. Judas had already committed suicide, and Thomas, one of the 12, was not there. But he suddenly appeared among them. But then the next Sunday, Jesus appeared to 11 of the disciples that included Thomas. And during that week when the disciples had told Thomas, he's alive, he did not believe it. He said, I will not believe it until I can see the scars in his hand. Wouldn't you have loved to have been there that night when Jesus appears and he looks at Thomas and he says, Thomas, look at these scars of mine. And all Thomas could do was just kneel before God and say, my Lord and my God. But then he also appeared to 500 people at once. And then he appeared to his brother James. And that was very important because Jesus' brothers, his earthly brothers, were skeptical of him being the Messiah. But he appears to James, and James becomes a key leader in the church at Jerusalem. James has written to us one of the New Testament books, the books of James. But then he also appears to the disciples in what we call a fish fry, a special breakfast on the Sea of Galilee. 7 of the disciples had gathered there, and all of a sudden, after all night fishing and they caught nothing, Jesus on the shore asked them to come and bring some fish that he would give to them. And 153 fish were caught after Jesus began to speak to them. And they had this fish fry, this breakfast along the Sea of Galilee. And that's where he took Peter aside. And they had a very important